Hello and welcome, my name is Alex and it's been a while, and of course, brand new season. Last season unfortunately I only finished 50,000 and the winner of my mini-league received $100, so another perk for you. Join the mini-league this season and you'll be eligible for winning, and I'll be PayPaling the winner $100. Hopefully it will be me this time. Well, this channel is mostly about me talking about Fantasy Premier League with a little bit of a differential twist, given that you have so many creators that go slightly a little bit more cautious template. They finish within 10k almost every season, like FPL Harry, for instance, or FPL Focal. They are pretty successful at it, but I feel like if you want to push and get that extra edge, you need to be slightly differential. I'll be going mostly to template at the start of the season, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not picking Salah in my team, so I'm gonna be sharing my draft. Most likely, I'm gonna be going without Salah at the start of the season. I was watching so many preseason games and I was impressed by some players, so I'm gonna be picking them for my team. But without further ado, if you're just new to the Fantasy Premier League, you're picking 11 players as their starters and you have 4 subs and you're earning points. And the way you earn points, that has changed. Now, some of the players now will receive defensive contributions. Primarily defenders, they need 10 of these to receive 2 points. And midfielders need to make 12 to receive additional 2 points. Thus, prompting people to start using defensive fullbacks or like players like Declan Rice, for instance, or Caicedo in your midfield. And actually, which will be probably a very viable option, Anderson as well. Or defenders that are center backs, right? So players like Tarkovsky, for instance, would have earned like 40 points more as compared to his previous season, and thus making him a very viable option, given that he is also a threat at the corners or set pieces. So these defensive contributions, of course, are clearances, ball recoveries, interceptions, blocks. It will be kind of like a little bit difficult to understand how it's going to be calculated at the start, but I think people will catch up. And obviously there is no assistant manager chip, and you will also receive 2 sets of chips. So you'll be receiving wildcard, free hit, triple captain and bench boost in each half of the season. So after Gameweek 19 deadline passes, you receive another set of these chips, which prompts you, obviously you can carry over up to 5 transfers too, just like it was last season. And this prompts you to playing very aggressive and playing differential. So even though template is very popular and many people will be picking template teams, I think having something like to look up to, right? Look, like you have that planner in mind where you are going to be using a differential bench boost, differential free hit, and there's not going to be a lot of like double game weeks, I think, in the first half of the season, unless there's some kind of like a force majeure event. And I think it's a nice addition. Now the game will be more exciting, and obviously I think the key to winning Premier League is just saving the transfers and not taking any hits during the season, given that you have so many chips now to your advantage. Some people use bench boost in the first game week. I'm kind of skeptical towards this. These are pretty much all the biggest changes. There's also some extra transfers for African Cup of Nations. So for instance, if you had like 1, you'll be topped up to 5, right? So if you had 5, I assume that you're not going to be getting more. So you can easily use your transfers before that, because you know at some point in Game Week 16 you'll be getting 5 transfers, so that's kind of nice. Also, you can now create team badges, which is kind of nice, and there are tweaks to bonus points system, but this is kind of boring stuff. Let's get into the draft itself. I worked on this draft and I feel like it just makes so much sense given the preseason that I've seen. I watched most of the preseason games and I'm kind of like satisfied with the selection. So first and foremost, in goal we have Robert Sanchez, and I feel like out of all teams, apart from Arsenal, which have like kind of challenging, turbulent start, right, in terms of like fixtures difficulty, I think Chelsea, like given that they performed so well in the Club World Cup, they will be keeping a lot of clean sheets this season. I just have a hunch. I've seen how drilled the defense is. I've seen the improvement in Sanchez performances. And I feel like getting him as a goalkeeper, it's probably a very popular pick as well. It would be a probably nice decision. Speaking about my defenders, I have Kukureya, I have Rana Nuri, and I have Jet Spence in my defenders as my 3 starting center backs, or like fullbacks for that matter. And I don't really rate the defensive contribution part. I feel like this is just, you need to get to 12, so it's not guaranteed. And usually when you play against either a position where you're playing defenders for the clean sheet, it's not like they're guaranteed to pick up all of these 12 interceptions, because given that they control the game, these players control the game. So for that matter, and given how I saw, like, I also saw this a little bit of a documentary of Cucurella with his family, like very touching, and I just feel like I need Cucurella in my team. I feel like this is a little bit of an emotional pick, but at the same time, during the Club World Cup, he was involved in all the attacking plays, and you remember at the latter stage of the previous season, Cucurella has been so involved in attacks, he was scoring goals. I feel like I picked him on my differential free hit, and I received 15 points off him alone for one game week. So if he's scoring a goal, if he's keeping a clean sheet, that's like 15-pointer, crazy. So he has it in his locker. Of course, pretty expensive, 6 million, so... but my team looks pretty decent. Without Mo Salah, I can afford it. Now, Ait Nouri, another defender that is kind of dodgy just because you don't really know if he's going to be starting and how many minutes he's going to be getting under Pep. But given it's a fresh new transfer and obviously they paid a lot for him, I assume he's starting, right? So he's starting there. Guardiol, I don't know like who is going to be playing fullbacks. It could be Mateus Nunes, Guardiol on one side, on another could be Ait Nouri. Obviously they have Rico Lewis. He's just a little bit in the air, but I feel like Ait Nouri, if he's getting that place nailed, and especially he's facing Wolves, I feel like he should be starting, right? Playing against his former team, kind of symbolic. Like, they are so attacking, and the way they play, Ait Nouri is involved, and he also was really involved at Wolves. So I picked Ait Nouri at the end of the previous season, while he was kind of semi-differential player, and I got like 12 points off him, while he lost a clean sheet. I think he scored and assisted once, and that's for Wolves. Imagine how kind of damage, what kind of damage he can make for Man City. And speaking about Spence, I just liked Spurs in the preseason in general, and I feel like they have nice opening fixture. My midfield, and this is interesting, I've picked up Minte, who has been in my team, who had been like 1% owned, and he never returned for me before. But I just watched the preseason, and that's how what am I supposed to judge these teams off? The friendlies and preseasons. And some people saying we don't take this seriously, like some fans saying like, okay, so we win the game, it's just nice, good process, lads. If you lose the game, it's just a friendly preseason. But I need to base my decisions off something, and it feels like Welbeck, I think he's injured or something, but Minte played as a center forward, and he scored, I think, 2 goals or like scored and assisted in one of the preseason games. I was very impressed. Now I have, of course, Cole Palmer because I'm triple up on Chelsea. I was really impressed with the Club World Cup performance, and I feel like they have a really nice starting run of fixtures. And look, I'm keeping this team, most of these players. I don't want to make transfers, and I'm keeping them for like 5 game weeks, and then I'm either using a chip or I'm saving 5 transfers and I'm making like a mini wild card with my players. Like if I don't like triple Chelsea, I can get off them, but I'm giving them the run for the first few matches. And then of course Florian Wirtz, I feel like at this price he's a steal. And from what I saw, like if Isak is joining Liverpool, I feel like I'm gonna be forced to get Isak. Like my hand will be forced. I will be changing this team completely. But if he's not joining, Wirtz will be playing up front. Most likely he's a second striker or like very active, like running to the box all the time from the preseason games. I feel like Salah was less involved, and that's why I went without Salah. I'm just betting that this season is not gonna be Salah like star, like another like Salah will double up his points again, or like I mean some kind of miracles will happen. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit of a decline for Salah. Not disrespecting him, he's a bowler, but I feel like decline in terms of FPL points because there are so many players around him which are hungry, and he's gonna be assisting them more than anything. And that's what has been happening. He was pre-assisting or assisting Wirtz, and Wirtz I think scored 1 or 2 goals. And he just like I feel like this type of a player that will be definitely having a good start in the Premier League. I mean, he's the Premier League level for sure, maybe even better. Morgan Rogers, I feel like they have fantastic opening fixtures, so I'm picking up Aston Villa midfielder. And is absolute baller. Like they played against Man United, they played against during the preseason against Premier League teams, and Daya was scoring. And I was like, damn, for 6.5 million, given their fixture run, on penalties allegedly as well, if anything, like nothing changes, I need to have him. I mean, if he's not delivering, if Everton stink out of sudden, I'm just getting rid of him. 6.5 million, not a big of a budget expense for me. And then up front, I have Haaland, which is my biggest premium. He's going to be my captain in some of game weeks for sure. And Ollie Watkins. Now, they just played a game. I think it's Tottenham. Tottenham played Newcastle, and they drew. And Newcastle, they just don't really look that inspiring. They lost to Arsenal as well, conceded 3 goals. So I feel like this could be a lot of goals in this game. And Newcastle are like notoriously playing. They're leaky when they're playing away from home. So this could be a very high-scoring fixture. So doubling up on Aston Villa players, not a bad idea. And on my bench, these are filler players, mostly like rotation picks. Kinski, Wan-Bissaka, Gudmundsson, Obi. This can be completely like, except for Wan-Bissaka, I like him. Other players can be completely different. My idea is that instead of Obi, I wanted Mark Guay. He is still playing for Chelsea, right, according to FPL. So once they change him to Sunderland player, I'll be picking him just because he's most likely going to be starting for them. So it's a nice player who is starting. Obi is not really starting many games, I think, given all these new transfers for Man United. Look, I like Man United players. I like Salah. I like Kudus. I like Solanke, but Solanke is allegedly injured. There are so many question marks over so many players, and it's not like all of my picks are nailed, but I feel like this draft is differential enough and also secure enough to not like be lagging behind. And yeah, I feel like this is what I really like it. If my team will change for the Gameweek One, I will definitely be uploading a new video. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and welcome back. I'm gonna be uploading weekly, hopefully, and I'll see you next.